I love myself and I accept myself. I love myself and I accept myself. I love myself and I accept myself. This is very much the energy for the week ahead. As we look into the week ahead, Spirit has really bringing to my attention in this past week. Anytime I take any questions to them, any experiences that I'm having, I'm like, where can I find resolution in this? Why is this coming up? How can I tend to this in a way that is beneficial for my future and for my past? And they really revealed to me this week in a very beautiful and synchronistic way that the answer to it all is self-love and self-acceptance. All of it. It's the secret to every addiction, to every coping mechanism, to every unhealthy relationship, to every situation that we put ourselves in that leads us to a path of pain and suffering. It's self. And the answer to it all is self-love and self-acceptance. So that's the message for this week. Totally kidding. I will pull a few cards too, but this is how Spirit wanted me to lead. What makes you feel that you are not worthy of the same attention and the same considerations that you give to your children or your husband or your boss or your friend? Can you sit here and tell me at this very moment that you treat yourself as well as you treat all these other people around you? And if the answer is no, and I know that's no, we got to change that. This is what's leading us into the next phase, the next energy shift. The energy did shift this week in big ways. For me, for the positive. I don't know how your guys' experience has been, but the time is now. The time is now to get right with ourselves. No more delaying. No more self-loathing. No more self-punishment. No more putting other people ahead of our own. We're done with it. It's time to move on, and it's time to move forward. Putting ourselves first and giving ourselves the first consideration. That's kind of what Spirit's showing me. So let's kind of see what Spirit's kind of bringing through. Okay, so we got the Void card as I'm talking about this, right? So I'm speaking about pausing, like literally pausing, reflecting. Ask yourself, do I treat myself with the same consideration, care, love, respect, and acceptance that I give my child, or I give my dog, or I give my partner, or I give my friend, or I give my mother, or I give my father? If the answer is no, enter the void. What aspect of yourself needs to be held and embraced by yourself? Okay? If you could sit cross-legged on the floor, open heart, look at the different versions of yourself that you have experienced in this human life. What version of yourself needs to be held the most? Needs to be nurtured. So if you're giving away all your love, all your acceptance to everyone else but yourself, there's an aspect of yourself that is unhealed and that needs to be held. So I invite you to sit in the void. Sit in your own internal winter. Sit with your womb space, with your heart. Look at your life and just see who comes up and hold them, embrace them, love them. Give them what they needed at that time, which was connection and love and embrace. And then the healing journey can start. Then it can start. Spirit's asking you to go deeper to the mystery of it all. Feels like a mystery to us, but our soul knows what needs healing and where that comes up in our lives. They know, and they will lead you to it if you sit in the void, and they will reveal all the mysteries of all the things that leave you feeling perplexed and confused, because the time is now to heal this shit. The time is now to put ourselves first, to be more considerate to ourselves than we are anyone else in our lives. This is what we're coming into the new energy. I see 2021. I feel February. I think I've mentioned February before. There's something happening in February 2021, and we need to be right. We need to be right in the mindset. We need to be right in the mind. We need to be right in ourselves for what's coming. I feel positive about it. Okay? I feel positive about it. What's coming. But we'll be better for it. right? So this is the lead yourself card. So what I'm asking you to do right now is not go to the next healer, not go to the Akashic records, not go to, anything outside of yourself to uncover what version of yourself needs to be embraced and held and loved and seen. That's an inside job. That's the void. I'm not against going to other places. I do it all the time. I'm constantly getting astrology readings and tarot readings and card readings and mediumship readings. But what Spirit is asking us to do is to lead ourselves through this experience, to make it a one woman or man show, one soul show. Sit with yourself, get through the discomfort. My back hurts, I'm thinking too much. Get through that resistance, and on the other side of that, all will be revealed. Lead yourself through those moments. Be an adult, right? This is what adulting is about. Let's get through the discomfort. Let's get to that next level. So this is forging the path for yourself, because you are worth it and you are worthy of it. This is a big one from Spirit. So I love this. So time of activation. This is the violet flame, the blue flame, right? So this is a time of activation. If you choose to take this mission this week and beyond, it's going to take more than this week. If you choose to take this on, there will be a spontaneous activation. There will be this up leveling, and they are making me feel that it's internal peace. The reward is inner peace, right? Have any of us felt inner peace this year? Probably not. So this is one of the gifts Spirit is saying to do this work this week is inner peace, because we are worthy of it. And I don't want to use the word awakening because that's really misconstrued lately, but it is definitely going to be like next level stuff. When we're at peace, we make good decisions. When we're in love with ourselves and accepting of ourselves, opportunities come. And so we just need to get in that place where we can be right with ourselves once and for all. Oh, I love this. I've never pulled some of these cards. It's funny. This is the Starseed Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell. And Spirit just really wants, they're showing me like this is the codependency card. They're making me feel by doing this work, you're not going to be dependent on the external sources that you crave so much, the people that you're holding on to because of habit, because you feel like you need them in your life. This is around self-love. This is around be dependent on your own self, and this will sever the ties around the codependency that we have on all the external things that we feel like we need. That's what they're making me feel around that. Let me go one more card here. It's gonna be a short one this week. There you go. So this is a beautiful card. Four of these cards I've never pulled before. I've had this deck since the day it came out. So this is showing like you get to decide. You get to decide what this looks like for you. You get to decide. What I told you is what I would do. You get to decide how this works, but the door is going to open when you make the decision. And depending on what decision you make, if you do choose that the safety that you get from staying stuck in the same cycles is beneficial for you, then that's what needs to happen at this time for you. But I have found, looking at some of my most unhealthy habits that I've carried with me my whole life, they do keep me safe. They do reward me in some way, which is why I choose to keep them. And I've had to make very recent decisions to choose to let them go and choose that I am safe without those habits and without those dependencies on like food and overspending and all these other things I hold on to because they're a security blanket for me. So Spirit here is saying you get to choose what you keep and what you move forward with. But you have to understand why you choose to keep some things that are not unhealthy in your life. Do they make you feel safe? Do they give you what you think you are worthy of, which may not be the most healthy thing either? And so Spirit is saying here, this is a wild card. This is divine free will. What I'm telling you this week, I feel is incredibly important, but it's up to you to make the changes. It's up to you to make the choice on how you're going to steam forward. And make these changes so that you can be prepared for what's to come. Because let's just face it, the world's crazy, right? We're in a crazy time, and things are only getting crazier. And we need to be right in our mindset. We need to be right in our relationships to forge ahead in a healthy, productive, high vibe soulful way, how we're meant to come into this world, how we're meant to express our greatest potential. A lot of that is going to be decided on how we get through this next week, month, year, whatever that looks like for you, whatever the cycle is. I don't know what cycle we're in right now or how long it's going to end for, but we do have divine free will to choose today how we're going to show up, what we're going to heal, and what we're going to move forward with. So my prayer for you this week is that you make a decision that lights you up, and you make a decision that moves you forward to a life of joy, expansion, and your greatest fulfillment of your life purpose and just life, right? Just life. So I wish you all the happiness this week. I hope you enjoyed this energy forecast. Love ya.